Hello, everybody. Welcome to my live. I hope you're doing well. All right, let's get started. I've got my angel on, I've got some candles lit, and we will take this off and let's start. So, before we start the reading, there's a few things I want to go over in case you're new to my channel. If you are new, welcome. And you can click on that subscribe button right below the video if you want to join our group, and it's free to join. Once you hit that subscribe button, you're going to see a bell. You hit the bell and you hit the word all. That will notify you of any videos I upload ahead of time so you can watch all the new ones that come out. So like it. If you like the video, click that thumbs up button. These are all timeless readings, every single one on my channel. You can share the video. Just click on the share button below. You can send it to emails. You can send it to YouTube. You can send it to Facebook. You can send it to X. You can send it to Messenger. You can private message. How these readings work is, as you notice on my table, there are different categories. And for each category, before we start the video, you can pause it if you watch it after it's gone live. If you watch it, once I just share it on my channel, pause it, write down each category like angel therapy, universe, love, etc., and put a question for each one. Okay, so for example, if you have a love question, and it's the third question down, you write number 3, you write category love, and then, a dash, whatever way you want to write it. You can even do it in your head, and you'll write down what your question is, like, will he propose? That's just an example. Will I meet someone soon? Example. For time, for example, once you get all your questions written or in your head, you say you're waiting for something to happen. When are we moving to our new home? Or when am I going to buy that new car? Or something to that effect. When will my daughter get married? Or whatever it is. That's what the time questions are for. The other ones, like messages from heaven, which are these here. These can be from anyone that's passed on. That could be anyone, doesn't have to be a relative, could be a friend, could be even a pet maybe. We do get messages from pets. And fortune could be any question that's general. Angel number could be a number that you're seeing every so often, whether you're driving or, on a sign or on TV or a clock. Or so that's basically how these work. Universe could be general, could be any kind of question. Angel therapy is usually about things you need help with, like your health and stuff like that. Archangels are from the archangels. They have all kinds of messages that can be general question. Yes or no is only for yes or no. It can be any kind of general question, but it has to be a yes or no question. Will I get a raise? Yes or no? That's an example. And then after we get your answer, we will go over the how and when it'll happen. Tarot can be general. We have the fortune cookie messages here. I just pull out one, and if sometimes I grab 2, I might take 2. General messages is exactly what they are. Message from spirit can be anything as well. I think I've covered them all. So let's begin. Get your questions ready. And for each person that is watching this video, some of these answers will match up perfectly with your situation. Some of the messages won't. Only take what resonates with you. And again, these are just, all my videos are for entertainment purposes only. I don't want anyone to be ever offended by any of my readings. I've got my white crystal here. So take them as a general message, all of them in a certain way. Never be offended. Like I said, it's just general messages. If you know anyone that would be interested in these messages, please share them. Our channel has been growing slowly over time, but it has picked up a lot of speed lately with new subscribers. And I want to thank each and every one of you that have joined my channel And again, it is free to join by hitting the subscribe button. I am doing this because it is something I enjoy. I don't do it for income, although if someone wants to donate to the channel, there is information in the description box. I don't have like subscriptions that you can, join and pay. Maybe someday I'll do all that. I don't know. I do it for mostly things that I do because I enjoy it and I like to help others. I like to help people get messages they may need to hear. It's not to make income. I have another business. I'm doing this as a side business. And if it turns into a business and it keeps growing, then I will be able to spend more time doing it. Maybe as I get closer to retirement, I could do it more then. And then after I retire, maybe I'll grow it even more. Who knows? But it's slowly growing. I appreciate all the subscribes that I've been getting. I hope I get more people to subscribe since it's free. And I'd like to get more comments. If you have any questions, if you want me to do a certain type of reading, I can do that. If you look through all my videos, I do all kinds of stuff. I do paranormal, I do dice, I do a lot of different readings. And a lot of people are very curious as to what kind of readings people do. And I don't want to be like every other tarot reader or every other dice or any other card reader. I like to be different. And I think that's what makes each and every one of these YouTube channels special. All right, so let's get started with the reading. I hope everyone's doing well. And if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat as I'm live. And if you see the video later, you can still put your questions, I think, in the chat, and I'll see the comments later. All right, we're going to start with the angel therapy messages. I've tapped on each, I haven't said this in a while, so I will, but you'll see it in other videos. I tap on each pile 3 times. They've been shuffled. They've been cleared. I always try to do a quick protection prayer before I start the videos to make sure that everything is on the up and up. We have good energy. We have positive energy, all good spirits, good everything around me, white light, white crystals. We have angels. We have beautiful light from the candles. I have many fairies and other angels and all kinds of stuff. We've got sage. I've got a singing bowl. I've even got my God box all right next to me. I've got incense. I just love all this kind of stuff. I've got way too much stuff, but I love it. I enjoy it. And that's what life's about, enjoying what you do. All right, let's start. Angel therapy. Today we have, oh, beautiful, Earth Angel. So what I do is I hold up the cards close to the camera since my table spread is so wide that you can't really see the writing, and I read the cards to you. All right, so it says Earth Angel, beautiful picture. You are a light worker who has come to Earth to teach about love. Isn't that beautiful? You are an Earth Angel here to teach about love. I love that. All right, so that was the first card. Are you ready for the next card? Here we go. I want to make sure my mic's working. I think it is. Hello, hello. Yes. I always should test that before. It looked like it was, but I thought that the lighting went up and down more. So hopefully you can hear me good. All right, message from universe for you. And I'll just read it. I don't hold these up because there's so much writing on them. Here's the message to you from the universe. Comparing yourself to others keeps you stuck in a cycle of guilt and shame and continues to separate you from your blessings. It keeps you small. Understand that everyone has their own journey, which always unfolds in divine timing. Your time will come. Beautiful. I love universe messages. They're deep and they're in detail, and I love them. And they have a lot of meaning. All right, we're going to do love. So if you have any questions on love, get your questions ready, and let's see what the love message is. Beautiful cards. I love them. You do have to be careful with some of them because although they're beautiful like drawings or paintings, they do show too much skin sometimes. So I have to be careful and put some post-it note coverings. All right, here's your love message. Criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. Isn't that true? We all have to learn to respect our partners and our spouses more, give them space and time that they need alone, and respect them fully, even though you don't believe always what your spouse believes in or agree with them. You have to have respect in order to have a very good relationship. I agree with that card. All right, Archangel message. What do we got? Ooh, beautiful. We got passion. And we have Archangel Hanuel. Trust and follow your renewed passion in your love life and career. So it sounds like your love life and your career are doing good. Trust it. Beautiful. And follow that path, your renewed passions being activated. All right. Yes or no questions. People love these, and so do I. So if you have a yes or no question and you really need to know an answer and you're not sure and you're so anxious, we all get a little anxious. This is your answer. Ooh, it is yes. And let me read to you what it says, and then we're going to find out when this yes is going to happen. That jingling you hear is the tambourine of good luck. It is soundtracking your stable accent towards the pinnacle of success. Your intuition guides you in the right direction, syncing your position with both stability and prosperity. Beautiful. All right, when's that yes going to happen? That yes answer that we just got. And that is going to happen within 5 months. A bright surge from the waves of the ocean of happiness brings a river of new, exciting events. Everything is placed perfectly in its place. Joy, peace, stability, and a sense of security gradually flow into your life. You are filled with light. You are connected. Beautiful messages today. They're very positive. Love them. All right, let's get a message from the tarot pile. And there is explanations on the card because tarot is very complicated. I ain't gonna lie. Very hard to learn and study. I've studied it for years off and on. I've tried studying it several different ways. Some people have a really good brain for stuff like that, to remember every detail of a card. I've tried shortcuts. I've tried everything. Very hard. So instead of giving an inaccurate reading on what a tarot message card has, I'd rather put little tips and words of what the actual meaning of the card is, so that I give you an accurate and correct message. These are the only cards that I can't remember. There's just so many of them. All right, so today we got the Three of Swords. It says you now have hope for your future. It is showing. You've had heartache, you had some separation, there was some upheaval in your family situations, but you're getting a little bit more hope for the future is starting to show. So you went through a rough period with family or friends, situations. You've had heartache, you've had separation. It's starting to turn. All right, let's get a message from heaven. So right now, before I pull the card and flip this card over, think of someone you want a message from that is on the other side of the spirit world or in the spirit world. And this message will be from them. Think about them as I'm ready to turn it. And what do you want to hear from them? Who are you missing? Who would you like to get a message from? This is who it's from and what they want to say. And you'll know who it's from, even though it doesn't say their name or their gender or anything like that. It says, hold us in your heart, not in your home. It's okay to declutter. Oh, that's unreal. And that's even for me too, because when my mom and my dad passed, I wanted to keep everything, and we're all guilty of that. And over the years, I have released some things that were not something that was making me feel any closer to them. whether it be, a piece of clothing or something simple like maybe a coffee mug. I still have some. You do keep things from our parents and relatives and think that they're close, but if it turns into clutter and it's not organized, it's just not a good memory. It just adds to stress in your life. So, like, this feels clutter to me, but it is organized in the way that the candles are together, the cards are labeled and together. It's a little crowded, but I like to get it all in, and not buy any more stuff. I did just buy this. It's an incense burner, and the smoke comes out the end, but I only tried to do it once, and I got to work on it. So let's go to the fortune messages. This can be a general question. If you have a fortune question, this is the answer. Ooh, lovers. Let's read it. There are two paths ahead. Be true to yourself. Wow, two paths ahead. So I don't know if you're single and dating and there's one that seems more serious than the other, or what that's about. You can put it in the comments if you want to share it, but you got to pick a path. Sounds like you're getting close to having to pick one. All right, angel number, like I said, can be anything. Could be on a clock that you keep seeing. It could be on your computer. It could be on a license plate. It could be addresses in a home, a sign on the street. This is the number 343. Beautiful. And it says enthusiasm. Let me read it to you. Beautiful angel pictures. Approach life with an optimistic attitude, even in the face of challenges. Be excited about the opportunities that lie ahead and to embrace them with open arms. So the angels are telling you that if you start seeing 343, it's a sign that you need to have more enthusiasm about things coming up in your future. Be excited. All right, so we got some good luck here. We had some being excited over here. We had some love here and passion, a lot of good positive energy. All right, time question. This is pretty specific. If there is something in your life that you're waiting to happen, get your question ready in your head or write it down. When is such and such situation going to happen? We don't know what you're waiting for, but most people in life, I read this the other day with my husband too, they're always waiting for something. We're always waiting for something to happen. Instead of living in the present moment, we think too much about the past. We worry way too much about the future, and we forget about what's happening in our lives right now. Being in the present moment is very hard to do. We're all guilty, myself included. So time, what are you waiting to happen? Let's see when it's going to happen. Ooh, next new moon. And to be honest with you, I don't have a chart in front of me, but go to your computer or your iPhone or your iPad or whatever you use to get to the internet and look up when the next new moon is. I'm going to do it as well. It's not like full moon or half moon, or it's the next new moon. So remember the word new. Whenever the next new moon is coming, like let's say it's July 29th, and I don't know if it is. If you look it up on the computer, when is the next new moon? It'll say the month and the date. Make a note on your calendar that something's going to happen on that date, on the next new moon. And if something does happen that date, come back to the video, put it in the comments or comment on any of the videos and let us know. All right, message from Spirit. Ready? What do they have to say? Ooh, what does it say? Someone is trying to come between you and another person. See, these messages here, these scare me a little bit, these two piles, because they are very, very, I don't want to say outspoken, but very, what's the word I'm looking for? They're very specific, and they're very dramatic, kind of like they really don't hold back. So I'll read it again. Someone is trying to come between you and another person. I couldn't tell you what that's about for you, but you probably know. And even if you want to share a comment, but you don't want to get into specific details about your situation, such as this, that's okay. Don't. just write that the spirit card message related to me. You know, you could even share that, or the love message did, or the yes and no did happen to me, or something to that effect, or that message made sense to me from the messages from heaven. I like to see when the cards do connect with people. When I get some feedback, it really helps the channel. I like that. So comment, like, subscribe, share, and don't forget to go to my email, angelstospirits@aol.com, and write down which of the free readings you want, and I'll send it to you. All right, general message today we have says, yeah. I don't ever see that word, yeah. You are the right person. Wow. I don't know what that means either for you, but maybe you're could be a relationship thing. You know, it looks like there's a lot of love messages here, passion, love. Um, Something could be happening. Yeah, you're the right person. These two messages almost connect. Did you notice that? It says someone is trying to come between you and another person. So maybe you're in some type of a triangle thing with a friend or another friend or three friends, and maybe you both like the same person. That just popped in my head. I could be wrong. And or there's two people that you're really close to, very friendly with, and maybe you date them both, and I don't know, and you like this person and you're not sure if they like you and you're hoping they pick you. I don't know. I'm just throwing thoughts in my head out there, but it says this one after it says about the right person. You are the right person. It says someone is trying to come between you. Maybe you have a friend that likes the same person you like, and they want them to go out with them, but you want them, and you're the right one for them, and that person's trying to get in the middle. Who knows? That could be the story. But if you want to share your story, let's get a fortune cookie message. Feel free to share your stories in the comments. Sometimes people's comments will help other people. All right, last message for this reading. Fortune cookie message. Ooh, wow, that is amazing. I have to say it, and you're going to know what I mean when I'm saying this. The message says, focus only on today. We were just talking about that a few cards back on the time card. I think it was where we always live for the future. We always dwell in the past. We never think of today. And when I pull that fortune cookie message, it says, focus only on today. If that ain't a message from spirit connecting all of us to these readings, I don't know what is. I love it. If you loved it, hit the like button, share button, subscribe to the channel. It's free. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care.